Happy morning everyone. Today we are going to discuss about socialization. Now what is socialization? See, now let me just ask you all, just think over, I mean the way you carry on your daily duties, the way you look at things, the way you talk to others, your eating habits, I mean your day to day lifestyle. Just think it over and just try and go back and say, how did you learn all this thing? This is not something which you have learned in one day or 2 days. See, when a child is born, the child is very dependent on the parents, because that is the first interaction the child has. It is so dependent on the parents. Only when it cries, the mother gives the milk. That way, in all aspect, everything, it is the parents, mother or parents who look after it, and by stage, as the child keep growing, they keep on teaching the different value system, the culture, the beliefs, depending upon the society they live in, depending upon the culture they belong to, depending upon the religion they all practice. So, socialization is nothing but absorption of culture characteristics they lives in. It begins from infancy and continued throughout life. It is a never ending process, because we are all social human beings. Nobody can live alone. So, we are always interacting with people. So, this is something you keep interacting till the end of your life, and there are so many things that can change the way you think when you become. When you meet people, you like that person, you start thinking like them, you start practicing like them. So, this is called socialization. But whatever said and done, the most critical phase is the early year. That is why lot of importance is given to children when during the early stage. They say family is the most important agency. So, it all depends upon the environment the parents give the family that shapes the future individual. The agencies of socialization are family, school, peer groups and mass media. Family. Family of course is the first socialization agency. It is exposed first, depend on others for survival. So, the parents play a very important role in teaching how to function. They teach you everything about relationship, about religion, about culture, the way you behave, the ideals of life, some good thing, I mean the way you need to behave, the importance of giving, helping the poor, all these things, respecting your elders, talking to women, all this has been taught. So, the first system of norms, values are taught. It is a reflection of on social life, depending upon the social status, those type of value which you follow naturally being taught to the child. Now, school. Schools is a formal process. They are only interested in teaching you the definite curriculum of the subjects, but at the same time socialization do takes place in a very subtle manner. Even now, if you ask me usually what happen in a school, you have some teachers who give you very good probe observation and tell you the goodness of it, and they tell you to follow it. Apart from teaching curriculum, what happens when you are at a school? You interact with the staff, you interact with the supporting staff. I mean, there is a way of doing everything. Your thoughts, they tell you, no, this is not obedient, this is not discipline. So, this is the way you pick up things. So, sociologists believe this is the hidden curriculum condition that takes place within the child's living, learning. Now, say for example, when you are in school, we take part in sports. So, when you take part in sports, it is a group activity, and when you are in a group activity, you have to behave in a particular manner. There is a cooperation, there is a conflict, but at the same time your end result is you all are fighting for one particular goal. where an individual learns a lot to have patience, adjustment, to cooperate, not dominate others. So, this is where the sociologist and even a psychologist are very important in the hidden curriculum. You learn the social skills when you are talking to a teacher, of the staff, the helping staffs, anybody for that matter. What all you been taught, you obeying discipline, obedience and cooperation. These are few things which the child picks up. It picks up the spirit of competition to take it up in a positive way. I mean, you respect others, to be helpful nature. This is the small thing which you pick up in your school, the hidden curriculum, not the main curriculum which we are talking about. Now, peer groups. Here, this is a very important at the perspective of the child, because in the previous socialization agent you always had an adult standing there and dictating term, this is right, this is wrong, whereas in a peer group, this group is something that belong to same age group. There is no domination, like there is no someone telling you you have to do this. So, it is something like it is an equal relationship. So, there is a relationship on their own terms. Generally, parents are worrying about the peer groups. They have seen in meeting, parents are first thing they are asked about, it is my child going on, I mean, how is the peer group, are they good, do they study well, do they come in very elite family, I do not want my child to get a scholar. So, parents are somewhere very thing about the peer groups, they worried, but at the same time children are very comfortable with the peer groups. Why? Because first, there is no domination, like something give and take relationship. Of course, they might be one strong child who is physically or very dominant type, but still it is not that very dominant. It is a very important relationship throughout a person life. This is something they never forget. There are sometimes, it depends on families, majority of the family in India come from conservative family. There are some topics which parents are not very comfortable talking to the child, whereas this is the time the child talks and share with the peer groups. The advice given not necessarily be correct, but at the end they all belong to the same age group and they do not have much experience, but a very important socialization agency. Next come the mass media. The mass media is something like in today's world, the globalization world, this is something that has take a real gigantic step. I mean, everything is there in the press of your button, like you exposed to everything, you are able to see what is happening the other corner of the world, what happens. This gives you a few of the cultures that is happening. You start questioning the drawback which you have displayed, the very impact. Some try to pick up the positive aspects. This makes one's aware of the one's right, like start questioning, reasoning. Here you are able to share opinion to the platform of social media, value the different issues, even the portrait of human character. The different programs help in promoting gender perceptions. Like if you see some of on TV serials, they try to change the perception of women that is being presented. So, mass media plays, because what happens is when somebody keeps saying regressive things that shown on the TV, somewhere down the mind that is affected. So, you present program that show the positive side, the development side, it is going to somewhere have a very positive effect on the public too. I hope you like the topic.